ask all of, all of our people this question, but we're in search of a theme song.
A
Do you have
theme
any,
song.
do you have any great songs that could be like upbeat, you know, as
like
we
an intro,
start
like...
Coffee with MC? Anything pop into your head?
No, I'm not really. The only one that
think of
pops in my
anything
head
either.
is the Poppin' Tickets, because we've been the thrift store song.
Oh,
But I am really bad at music. Like, I would build out a Broadway show versus anything else at this point.
oh my gosh,
I
amazing.
love that.
Okay,
That was a
we're
really
writing that
good
one
first
down.
thought.
I know.
That's
Fantastic.
really
We
good.
put you on the spot for that one.
I know,
but
I know.
it's too early in the morning for that.
That's exactly right. I know, I know, I know. Well, Mary Beth, we are so glad that you are here with us this morning. Thank you for being here, especially considering you guys, y'all are getting the breaking news here today that on this Monday, you will start seeing patients at your new office and your new space with your new business. And so we want to learn all about that. So what can you tell us about this exciting news?
Well, my office, my new practice, is going to be called Wellness for Women. Very self-explanatory. I'll be catering to any women's needs in Carteret County, Eastern North Carolina. I've been practicing OBGYN for the past 27 years.
Wow.
And 12 just primarily office gynecology here in Carteret County. But it was time for change. So that led to this my new endeavor.
So, and so what I love is that the name is so clear, Wellness for Women, right? And so tell us a little bit about, like, who are the types of women that you'll be serving and what's the focus of your new practice?
So really the focus is going to be truly wellness for women. What I wanted to do with this practice, as opposed to what I had been doing for years in the traditional medical setting. I trained at Vanderbilt University. I came up through the university setting. I'm very clinical oriented. But I started to realize that maybe the traditional way of medicine was really good at picking up disease and treating disease, but not so good at preventing said disease and teaching people how to take care of themselves. So that's really where Wellness for Women came from. So my target audience are those people who want to take care of themselves. So whether that's a regular annual exam, where if we identify problems, okay, we can deal with it. Or if they just want to make sure they're doing what they can to live a long, happy, really fruitful life.
I love that.
Yeah, I mean, my target audience is pretty broad. If you're a woman, come on.
So any age, younger,
really any age, but still with that focus on wellness. So in my thought is that, certainly I don't have any problem with seeing younger girls, adolescents, but they tend to have more issues. Does that make sense?
Sure.
So problem focused. And I am more than happy to help those. One of my favorite things on my website, wellnessforwomen.plc.com, is that I have a category of random clinical question. So if you are a client or if you are a mother of a younger girl and you're experiencing an issue and you just don't know where to go, do I go, it's a girly issue. Do I go to my pediatrician? What do I do? That's a function that I want to serve too, is maybe I'm not the right person, but I'm a good starting place because I'm really good at figuring out where to send you if I can't be the right one to help you. Does that make sense?
I do
Absolutely.
too. I do too. And so one of the things that I hear you saying is this, it's like having a partner, right? It's like having somebody who's your go-to person for all things wellness, because I think what we all know is that the approach to that, the holistic approach to that for women is fundamentally different than for men.
It is. I mean, men are from Mars, women are from Venus.
Yeah.
And that's the differences don't stop there.
Yeah.
Really, and for every age level too, women's care kind of changes. Obviously, I'm in that a woman of a certain age, if we want to call it that. I have different concerns than what someone in their 20s is going to deal with. I want to be that person that can help you maximize your life at whatever point you're in, and I want to come at it from for instance, if you come in for just a wellness exam, an annual exam, we're not just going to do a pap smear and a breast exam. We can do labs, certainly. I can get your mammogram set up. That's not a problem. But the difference is going to be, we're not going to stop there. I'm going to ask you about your family. I'm going to ask you about your kids. I'm going to ask you about your work. I'm going to ask about what you do for fun. What do you do for downtime? You know, is there anything lacking? What does your diet look like? Are you exercising, and what does exercise look like? Because exercise at 20 is not exercise at 50.
Yeah.
So really, my plan is to allot an hour for those annual exams so that I can do whatever that patient needs in that time. And if I need to bring them back, we can do that too. But what I found, and again, not traditional medicine absolutely has a role. But what I found is that I was so limited on that aspect of time that I couldn't give my patients everything that I had more. They'd be walking out the door, but I had more to say. I just was limited by the traditional setting.
Sure. And there's so
So
much
this
that,
setting is, oh, go ahead.
oh, no. I was just
This
gonna,
setting is going to be, so the other little bit of difference is that I'm going to be on an hourly basis. I will happily provide you paperwork that you can submit with your insurance because the charges could still be covered, but I'm not going to mess with the insurance aspect of it. That brought me no joy. So I'm working on things that bring me joy. Taking care of patients is one, and spending the time that I need with those patients is another. So
I think this sounds, you really answered the question that I had, which is logistically, what's the difference like in terms of the relationship and the time spent together? And so what I hear you saying is, as opposed to going to a traditional doctor and you might have limited time with them, it's actually like a consultant and a partner for your health.
absolutely. Absolutely. I mean, I could really, when I was starting to kind of develop this idea, I was thinking more of counseling and consulting because I feel like that's what I'm going to be doing more of because again, you know, pap smear breast exam, that takes 5 minutes, you're done. That's not really an annual exam. The annual exam is, it's your chance in the course of a year to make sure everything's going okay and you're doing what you need to do. So no, it was absolutely the time aspect. And there is no way that I can measure that time and stay in compliance with what insurance thinks I need to spend with you. So it's going to be on an hourly rate and we're going to go from there.
I think this is
Still
so
have access to, you know, for if you need lab work or we decide in the course of the discussion, lab work or x-rays, all of that can be dealt with through insurance because I'm going to use LabCorp. I'm going to use the, you know, Coastal Imaging or the imaging center associated with Carteret Health. All of that's the same. It's just my services that will be different.
I think that's a really important point to make. So what you're saying is that folks can use their insurance when they're there to cover the cost of all the labs, anything that needs to be done, but it's the consultant part and the fact that you have access to you in this kind of partnership model for such a longer time period per appointment, that's the part that's the out of pocket, or that they can file with their own insurance.
And I'm also going to pull into, as I said, I was traditionally trained, but I'm going to pull in because as I've aged, have found more of a fascination with functional medicine. So it's looking at root cause and more of that preventive aspect. So I am going to be able to pull in that part of, I've done some outside of the box training on that, pull into that. And then if we need to do additional labs, I also have a lab source that can do saliva testing and urine testing, stool sampling to really, again, to hone in on what you're doing for yourself. Is it the right thing for you? Because really, at the end of the day, that's what it comes down to. Yes, you're, you know, 55-year-old woman, but are you doing what 55-year-old Mary Cheatham needs to do? Not that you're 55,
Really
but
cool.
you know what I'm saying.
I also think
Sorry.
the benefit to this, and I think it's something that people crave, is when you're filling out a traditional medical questionnaire or intake forms, like you can't put down like, I've had a really stressful 3 months, or like my mental health isn't feeling great, or I recently went through this. So because a lot of mental things and a lot of things that happen in your life can take a physical effect.
Absolutely.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely.
You asking about diet and exercise and kind of, you know, where things stand with things that aren't necessarily on a medical intake form, I think is so important and so cool.
Medical intake forms are fairly generic, and I won't say that mine are going to be necessarily any different. The difference will come from when I tend to be right. Exactly. I delve more into, if I say, what is your stress level on a form? And you say it's a 6 out of 10, I'm going to ask those questions. Well, what would make it a 1 out of 10? Or, you know, where can we work from that? So I will use the traditional ones as a stepping stone, but definitely not stopping there.
Amazing. This
I
makes me
love
really
this.
happy,
I
and
know.
I feel a sense of comfort knowing that this will now be in our very own county.
I know.
I do think it's a different way to approach medicine, and I'm very hopeful that it'll be well received.
Well,
We're very
I was
excited.
going to say that's exactly right. Most certainly it will be, because I think this is giving people just a wonderful option. And I think that awareness that, just like you're saying, that we understand that people have access to things like this outside of Carteret County, but I think this is amazing that we're going to have it too. So we're just grateful for you and your willingness to do this and provide this to us.
Yeah, I mean, there's great medical care in this county. Absolutely. I mean, I've been a part of it for a number of years, but I wanted to figure out how to kind of tweak it and make it a little bit more better for those who are maintaining but want to do better.
Sure.
So,
oh, this is so exciting.
I know.
Maribeth, thank you for being with us today and for sharing.
thanks for having me.
We'll definitely drop your website in the comments so people can click over to that. But
yeah, that's the easiest way to get in touch, is because through the website, there's a click button, for lack of a better word, that sends an email directly to me. And then that's the way I can reach out and get information and get things set up and scheduled.
Amazing. Great.
I'm a one-man show, like no secretary, no nurse, just me.
Yay. Well, that also is a benefit too. I mean, that's so cool. You're communicating directly with your provider.
Absolutely. There's no middleman to lose information or lose questions. No, I'm excited. A little nervous, but excited too.
Yay. Well, we're excited. We have a very important final question before we let you go this morning.
That's exactly right. Maribeth, what is saving your life right now?
Time, the benefit of time. And I know that sounds redundant, but I have not worked in the past 9 months and have, first of all, for health reasons, but in the last 6 months have been really concentrating on getting this project up and running. And the benefit of having the time to reflect and get that where I want it, so that I know I'm producing the best product I can, has been invaluable. And also the time I've been able to spend with my family. Time.
We've never received that answer, and it's been my favorite one in all 4 years.
I know, that was a really good one. That was a really thoughtful.
Well, I don't think everybody has that gift of time, and I certainly am not taking it for granted. So,
no.
Amazing.
I love that. That's really been the theme of this talk, right? I mean, time you've taken to prepare for this, and the time that you're offering your clients and patients.
Yeah.
Love it.
Priceless, as those commercials say.
That's exactly right. Priceless. That's exactly right. Well, we're so excited for you to get started on Monday. We'll make sure that we share the website, and we're appreciative of your time today and you sharing.
Thank you so much. It's been great.
Thanks,
Bye,
Maribeth. Bye.
Bye.
Man, that was really exciting.
I know. It's really interesting. And Maribeth has been a longtime friend and client, and just has such an incredible reputation as a provider.
Absolutely.
And so what a cool thing that she's doing now, and a great option for folks who want to pursue that.
I love it.
I know. It's gonna be amazing. I have no doubt. Happy Friday, you guys.
Wait, I have to ask you your question.
Oh,
I was pausing to be like, is she going to say what's saving her life? Do you have something?
You know what? I think what's saving my life is January traditionally, as you know, is kind of a reset month for me. And so, didn't really start the reset until a little bit later in the month because of travel, and getting the kids back in school a little bit later and all that kind of thing. But just grateful for some time that is designated to be different and to have a different focus. So, it feels good to have a little bit of a reset focus.
I love that.
Yeah. How about you?
So mine is last weekend, we went to a wedding. One of our friends in New Orleans got married, and it was the first time I realized that we're next.
Oh, that's so exciting.
So we went to that one, and Sean was like, we're not going to another wedding until it's our own. And I was like, so exciting.
That's
so
really
that's saving my
exciting.
life, is the anticipation and the excitement in just a couple months. My last name will change on
That's
me.
a big one. Oh, you're right.
I know.
Megan Millsap, coming your way, people.
Yay.
That's exactly right. Well, guys, have a great weekend. Happy Friday. And thanks so much for joining us.
Bye, guys.
Bye.